Hiya fishy folks, and welcome back to Michael's Fish Room. Today, does it have to be level? Grab yourself a healthy snack and beverage. Stand by. Alright fishy folks, before we get started, I would just like to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And Happy Mother's Day to all the single dads out there. And if you identify as a mom, Happy Mother's Day to you as well. Today we're going to be talking about level and what does it mean, and does your fish tank have to be level. So keep in mind folks, this is stuff I've tested in my fish room, stuff I've looked at and I tried to figure out all by myself. I've done research, and this is what I've come up with. What you do in your fish room with your fish tanks is completely up to you. Somebody may have a different opinion, and that's okay. This is fish keeping. There aren't set rules. What I'm going to say is pretty controversial, and the fact that many people say your tank has to be as level as possible, I don't agree with. I have 60 fish tanks in my fish room, and I guarantee you none of them are level, whether it's front to back or side to side. And that's just because I built my racks, the floor probably wasn't exactly level, and I didn't check it. And over time, the wood I've used has settled. And I'll show you some video in a minute, but first of all, what is level? Now, I have to look at the dictionary because I thought to myself, how do you explain level? And I'm like, well, is it straight? But that's not really it. So, in the Webster Dictionary, level is a device for establishing a horizontal line or plane by means of a bubble in a liquid that shows adjustment to the horizontal by movement to the center of a slightly bowed glass tube. And that's pretty much this, right? See that bubble, right? When it's in between the two lines, it's level. It's straight, okay? Second definition. A measurement of the difference of attitude of 2 points by means of a level. That's pretty good. So if you measure from the floor up, say 3 feet, and you want to get 3 feet, a line that's 3 feet, you could put a level, and when the bubble's in the middle of those two lines, 3 feet. Usually you need 2 points to do that, just so you know. But folks, the reason why people say you need to have your fish tanks level is because they're afraid it'll stress the glass and it'll crack. And yeah, I guess that's possible, but in my 5 years or 6 years of having this fish room, I've never had a tank crack from being on level. I've had a tank crack and I don't know why. But that's only one. And this was very early on. I had a metal rack in the corner over there. By the way, my shirt's all wet, I'm all wet. I had an argument with a hang-on back filter. Eventually I won, but it didn't look like I was going to win at first, and that's why I'm all wet, but we don't need to talk about that. So let me show you live what level means. Stand by. Alright fishy folks, we're here in this is actually the newest rack that I built, and for those of you that don't know, there's a 90-gallon massive mutt guppy tank that may or may not be the filter that I had an argument with, which is why the water is so cloudy and I'm so wet, but again, don't need to talk about that. There's 4 20-gallon highs here, front to back, and if you look here, this looks nice. This is together. If you put the level on it, the bubble's right in the middle, and you're like, damn, that's balls on accurate. But then if you scroll down, you can see that the space here is greater than the space here. And if I can go back a little bit, let me just see if I can, I don't know if you can see, but really the tanks at the top are kind of in like this. But if you look like this, they're level, but that's fake, because if you go over to just one tank and you look at the bubble, you can see it's not level. You can see how it's just off to the edge a little bit. Let me just make sure there's nothing underneath it, you know, like there's nothing holding it up. And you can see it's still not level. And that little bitty tiny bit over space gives you this. Now, what could happen? I don't know. It's been like this for a few years. Never had a problem. Let's go to this tank and see. Ooh, this tank is really out of level. You see the bubble barely even anywhere near the center. It's fine. Now, level can be this way, but it also can be this way. So let's just look. Let's just put this over here and see. And you can see the, I don't know if you can see the bubble. I don't want to do this. I'm putting my camera over the water, and I don't want to do that. That bubble is a little out of level, we'll say. Hold on. I can be smarter than this. I can, watch this, folks. This is called brain thinking. You put this over here. Oh God, I almost dropped it. Now, if you look, that is almost level. I would call that good, actually, right? So this tank on this side, level. But this over here, way the heck out of level. Is there a problem? Maybe, but I don't think so. This is where I really notice it most. You can see the ginormous space here, and essentially this board is bowing. A lot of people said that this knot would cause a problem. Most of them said right away. It's been, I don't know, 3 years maybe. Not a problem. If I had desire and wasn't lazy, I would probably replace that. I'd probably replace both of them with bigger boards to avoid this problem. I don't think there's ever going to be a problem with the tanks. And I'm just going to put this level up there, and so you can see how out of whack that is. I don't think there's ever going to be a problem with the tanks. If anything, if that board really cracks or breaks, which I don't think it will, then we'd have a disaster. But so here's why it's really not a problem in my mind. And when I set my fish room up, let me just show you. I can't show you over here. I can show you over here, I guess. When I first set my fish room up, I decided to put the tanks front to back, and they're hanging off quite a bit on either side. And I said to somebody we all know and love, Corey from Aquarium Co Op, I texted him and said, hey Corey, what do you think? He's like, that's how my tanks are. You're going to get hate on the internet, but they don't really know. So, and that's the truth. I've had them like this from the beginning of my fish room. Never a problem. I see people on Facebook post, oh God, Facebook. I see people on Facebook post that they have to be supported all the way around, and they simply don't. And this is proof. So most people say you need all four corners supported. I used to believe that until I tried this, and clearly you don't. So folks, the question is, do your tanks have to be level? And the simple answer is nope. Again, this is what works in my fish room. What you do with your tank in your fish room, look at this guy, just chilling. He's just chilling. Sorry, something cool I saw. In your fish room, you do what you want. I do what I want in my fish room. It works for me. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Have a great day, everyone. And somebody may